Hi, hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, Frank. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. I wanted to chat about this. Thanks for doing this, by the way. And I wanted to chat about this. Every time. Just for those of you that are listening or watching us on YouTube, just so you know, every Friday on Loan Officer Breakfast Club, we have Chris Johnstone, and he goes over AI stuff with us. And naturally, he's putting together so many things within the Loan Officer CRM, the AI CRM, to help us with what's available these days. But the other thing that we get from you, Chris, on Fridays is just like what's new and the things that are happening. And I wanted to explore this a little bit because I mentioned it on last Friday's Breakfast Club. It's like whenever we watch and we hear everything that you found and that the things you want us to know about. And I think all of us at the end of every one of those calls is just sitting there with our mouth hanging open. You know what I mean? I always joke around and say it's time to light a cigarette, like but we sit there with our mouth hanging open, just kind of stupefied by just everything, and I
Mm.
and I was like, man, every Friday, I just like sometimes I walk away feeling like I'm so far behind. Like all
Mm.
these things are happening. And in a little sense, there's some truth to that, right? Because there's people that are immersed in AI who this is what they do for a living. This is
Yeah.
their role at their company is to work with AI. So they're up to speed with literally everything that's going on. For most loan originators, though, we're not, right? And
Yep.
and
Yeah.
and even though I feel like we're behind, I feel like, wow, I'm so behind on this. I got to get caught up. But the truth is, we're actually ahead of most
That's right.
other loan officers because of you,
Oh,
um,
thanks.
because we know this stuff now,
Yeah.
and we know there's a path to
Yep.
to deploying these things. You know what I mean? And so we're
Yep.
actually technically we're way ahead. And the things that we're implementing today, with your help, are things that are going to be wildly successful for us in the future. And I don't mean the 10-year future. I mean the 1 year future, you know what I mean? Or the 6 month future, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, do you feel the same way about that? You know what I mean? Like it's just happening so fast, and the things that you do are so helpful for us. But do you think that we're actually ahead of the game?
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, so let me give you an interesting example. So, for our listeners here that might feel overwhelmed with technology, just so my family and I recently did a mission trip to Africa. So went to Africa for 2 weeks, and I wasn't really prepared because
Yeah.
my wife is absolutely incredible. It was her passion project to put
Yeah.
water there and drill the well and do the whole thing. And so I got till about 3 days ahead of when the trip was going to happen, and then I was like, okay, this is happening. We're going to Africa. I'm going to freak out for a little bit. And then we got on
Right.
the plane and everything was fine. Came back and I was like, that was absolutely incredible because we had a guide that met us at the airport, personal friend of Robin's. They live there, they speak Swahili, and it was like we were just totally safe and totally cared for the entire time. So I was sitting there at the end of the trip and I went, hey, ChatGPT, map me out a 14-day itinerary in Tanzania, Africa for safari. And it, in less than 3 seconds, goes and spits this list out. And I turned to the gentleman. I said, hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, if I was to do it, that is exactly what I would do.
Really?
And yet, right, do you know how much money gets spent on African safari tour planning in a year?
No.
It's about $3 billion.
No kidding. So I'm keep going, but yeah, wow. Okay.
Right? So there's about $3 billion worth of market that's willing to pay somebody and a travel agent and a booking agent and somebody to guide them by the hand through the experience of putting that together when AI can literally do it just as good, if not better, in 3 seconds and deliver all the links that you need to take care of it yourself.
Fascinating.
We sit at the same junction in the mortgage industry. People still use travel agents. Google Flights has been around for a decade,
Yeah.
right? People want another person to take them by the hand and tell them everything's okay. You're safe. I've got you. This is what you need to do. Here's why. And I'm going to help you with the whole process. And that's the mortgage industry. It's the loan officer that has AI in their back pocket that can communicate with more people at scale, that can answer questions faster, that can answer questions better, that can provide a better service than the other loan officer in the marketplace that has the outsized advantage. And all that comes down to is knowing what basic tools are available and to be working with them and continuing to learn what they're capable of so that you can use them in your daily life and wow those customers that are referred to you and just do the fundamentals of the daily success plan just that much more and that much better than a competitor in the local marketplace. That's
Mm,
truly what AI is. And to go from not really knowing anything about AI to having AI make a significant difference in your business, you need to know like 5 to 7 things.
mm,
And once a loan officer has that and they start playing around with them, that can be a complete career changer, in my
mm,
opinion.
mm. Yeah, indeed. Um, I think I think the real advantage to tuning in, like guys, if you don't tune into Breakfast Club on Fridays, you need to. And then also you have Build It with Chris at noon Eastern time, which is also open to any loan officer, right? It's not a membership thing. So
Correct.
those two are free items to tune into to start learning more about this. And the good news is you were really smart in going, because obviously, Chris, you saw the writing on the wall and you were like, I need to put something together where we can harness this information and make it accessible to originators to deploy into their business. So you did the CRM, you did build it off the Go High Level platform, which is a wildly popular, successful platform, right? You did all of that. But I would tell any loan officers, if you're not tuning in for free to these two meetings, you need to start tuning in for free to both of these meetings. Let's and here's another thing too. And this isn't just because I think a lot of people might be thinking, Chris, oh, okay, so it's going to write emails for me. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it'll do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But that's the most shallow touching the surface of what AI can do for you in the mortgage space and through the CRM. Talk to us a little bit about this because you're going so much deeper with us weekly. I mean, goodness gracious, the fact that now we have to not only consider Google reviews, our Google business page, but now if we're going to be truly ahead of the curve and smart, we have to communicate with ChatGPT in a particular way so that now ChatGPT starts to consider me being the expert because
Hmm.
more and more people are definitely using ChatGPT to find things, instead of Google. I know I do it all the
Oh,
time,
yeah.
all the time.
Hmm.
Like if I have a question about anything or I need to find anything, I go right to it on my phone, ask her, she gives me the answers. It's good to go. Go into this a little bit deeper about the fact that ChatGPT can actually become a referral partner
Yeah.
for loan officers. It's like I'm going to chat to type an email. Did you know this could actually be referring you business right now? Like what? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think people have that. Most LOs don't have that concept whatsoever. The AI to them is simply content producing stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it goes way deeper. Get into that a little bit for us too, because I want our listeners to understand how deep you're going on these Friday calls with
Yeah.
all of us.
So we have loan officers that are funding loans from referrals from ChatGPT. And what that is first time home buyers, tech enabled buyers, savvy buyers, even just like regular everyday consumers that have started using ChatGPT for just the regular information, right? It's my personal estimate that about half the searches that happen on Google today are going to happen on ChatGPT or inside an AI within the next 2 to 3 years.
Mm,
So imagine like half of the leads that go to Zillow are going to switch platforms and they're going to go on over to AI,
yeah.
right? And Zillow's a great company, but all of those companies that get traffic from Google, take them to their website, turn them into leads, and sell them to our industry, we have the ability to go direct to consumer through AI if AI sees you as the mortgage expert in your local marketplace.
Hmm.
Because you can already go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm looking for a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house in this location. Here's my budget. And it will go out and it will find active listings, display them, and then start querying you. Hey, do you like these ones? Do you want to try another source? All that. Well, as we play with that and we prompt it, the AI is smart enough to say, hey, have you gotten a pre approval? Do you want to make sure you're shopping in the right price range? Well, then they say, no, I need to talk to a loan officer. ChatGPT will actually recommend loan officers that it sees as an authority in the local marketplace. Hands down, that is over the next 5 years going to be the greatest source of the highest quality consumer direct leads that exist. Hands down, I'm a full believer in that. So that leads us to the question of how do you get ChatGPT to recommend you?
Hmm.
And it's so that Frank, there's SEO, like this whole
Right.
game that we've been playing for 15 years to like
Right.
get Google to put your website at the top of Google
Right.
search, right? And we did really, really well with that. We still do. We have loan officers closing deals every single month from people finding them on Google
Hmm.
because we got them ranked.
Hmm.
Well, it's totally different with AI because it's intelligent. There is true fundamental intelligence within the artificial intelligence. And the more that I work with it, the more that I realize you can only earn a relationship. It is actually just like working with a top performing real estate agent. So when you get that first deal that's referred to you by the real estate agent, if you don't do a great job, they're not going to refer you another customer, right? AI is the same way. You have to prove to it that you're the expert. You have to prove to it that you can actually help these customers in order for it to recommend you. It is like building a relationship with a person. And so, how do you do that? You use it to create all of your content to answer questions that people are asking on the internet. Then you tell it why the content it produces the first time sucks.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
like,
so this is a key point. Listen to this, guys. So, you put in information into chat. Give me frequently asked question is X, right? Give me the answer to this. Chat GPT does it. You review it, and even if it's right, it's smart to go in and give it a little correction, right?
that's right.
Say, yeah, and so tell them why.
Because then you're the one that's teaching the AI.
Mhm.
Because AI is not motivated by money. It's not motivated, but essentially by backlinks like SEO was. It literally wants knowledge. Knowledge is the currency of artificial intelligence. So the more that you can teach it and train it in a conversation where you've said, "Hey, this is Frank Garay from Lulu Capital. We help with private money lending, and these are the customers that we help, and we're the best in the business." So if you've given that at the beginning of the prompt, at the beginning of the conversation, and then you use that same conversation to create your content, but it spits out information that's not accurate about a specific private lending program that you do or people that you help, and you correct it, that all goes into the knowledge base of AI. And as soon as you're teaching somebody or something, you will become an expert. So it's actually in helping AI do a better job of creating content and doing a better job of what it does is how you earn that authority badge, which is essentially one of the 5 things that you need to do in order to get AI to recommend your mortgage business.
Hmm. That is a part of this whole thing where I have that feeling of I'm so behind, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the kind of insights that I think those of us who do show up every Friday to hear what you've got to say, that's the kind of stuff that makes us all go, "Now, there we go. Now we're seeing where this is going," and it's so cool. Like, okay, I feel like I'm behind, but actually I'm not because now I know how to do it. I do find myself now when I'm querying ChatGPT, I am always now making a little correction and
Yeah.
then doing the share, where you can share it, make it publicly available, that kind of thing. So I have started doing that but now I know, right? Now I know that's what I should be doing. And that's going to
Yep.
help me down the road when more and more people start asking ChatGPT, who's a good private capital lender in Vacaville, California. I'll pop up,
That's
so
right.
they're going to recommend me. Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then click on the bell as well so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. And also, would love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think or what you want to see next. Chris, let me ask you this. Um, and this doesn't have to be mortgage centric at all, right?
Cool.
But just in general, because obviously you research AI in depth regularly because this is your gig, right? This is what you
Yep.
do. And so what are you seeing right now that you're like either it could be both, either the most excited or the most freaked out about that you feel is coming up, like that you're looking forward to working with or working on or dabbling in with respect to AI. Is there anything that kind of stands out?
100%. So, tasks and agents.
Okay.
So, ChatGPT tasks, you can go to ChatGPT. If you're on the desktop version, go up at the top and choose the model 4.0 or 4.0 mini. It can do tasks for you. So, if you're on the $20 a month plan, you can tell it every Friday at 6 a.m., I want you to go out, research the most frequently asked questions about fix and flip mortgages, research all the YouTube videos that have come out, find the most compelling topic, and then I want you to write me an 800-word blog post that gives value, and then write me a Facebook post, an Instagram post, and a Twitter post. And every morning at 6 a.m., your chat GPT will wake up Friday mornings, go out, do the market research, write a 100% unique piece of content for you, write all your social media to drive people that content, and it will even write the emails to send out to your list of qualified agents and your database, where every week you can be providing relevant, high quality content to your audience. And it's automated, it's a
Hmm.
task that it goes out and it does. Simple things like if you're trying to build relationships with insurance professionals, you can go out and have a weekly research paper that's done on the insurance industry. And you can send it out to that list of insurance
Hmm.
professionals and become the expert. And you don't do any of the work.
Hmm.
AI literally has a task to go and do your work for you at a set date and time every day, week, month, you name
Hmm.
it. You can set it to do whatever you want. That we're already totally transforming our organization using tasks for things that need to be done repetitive because now we can rely on the AI rather than relying on people. So I would
Hmm.
say that's the first thing
Okay.
because it totally transforms database marketing and it totally transforms relationship marketing
Hmm.
and having a reason to stay in front of qualified agents
Yeah.
with value. It does it for you. All you got
Yeah.
to do is then send it and then make the follow up calls following the daily success plan. But you always have something of value to send them before you call them follow up.
Hmm.
So tasks are huge. Agents is going to be the next big consumer direct push by Claude and OpenAI and Google and Gemini. And what agents are is you get one AI. So think of you going and having a conversation with ChatGPT. And then that ChatGPT being able to say, hey, I need a little bit more information about this. It can go and talk to another AI, get help on the tasks that you originally gave it to do.
Hmm.
So an agent is an AI that you have being able to go out and talk to other AIs that have specialties in specific tasks or topics that they're supposed to do.
Hmm.
So
I mean, what's an application for that so people can understand? Like, what would be a practical application?
so I want to book a flight
Hmm.
and I want to go visit the mortgage marketing animals in Tampa, Florida, and they're having an event. And every single event that they have, you should go.
Hmm.
So we're all going to go to a mortgage marketing animal event together. It's Tampa, Florida. Here's the dates. Here's the hotel. I can go to ChatGPT right now and I can hook it up to my travel account. So where I book my flights from and where I book my hotels from, or it's like hotels.com or whatever.
You
There's
could do that
these,
right now.
yeah.
You can connect
And
ChatGPT to Expedia?
Yeah. Well, with ChatGPT Operator, it has full access to the entire internet. It has its own web browser that it uses, and you can just tell it the first time it goes to a website to log in, you
It's my
punch in your
credentials.
username and password, and then
Yeah.
it can log into that website every single time. You can get it to do your online banking for you if you want. So in in this
The
so
cigarette moment. Here it is again. All right, let's go.
right? So
Yeah.
if you've got a bill you've got to pay every month on a certain day at a certain time, it comes out of this account, goes to this account, same number every month. ChatGPT Operator can just turn on that morning, go open up your bank account, log in, pay the bill.
Hmm.
If you take back to, we're going to go to a mortgage marketing animals event, it's like, here's the website that has all the itinerary. I want to be there a day before so that I'm not rushed. And I want to leave 2 days after because I want a day to actually implement because I get such incredible value from the mortgage marketing animals at this event. Go get me there. And it will go on, it will research the flights, pick the airline that you prefer, book the tickets, reach out to the hotel, go into the online booking tool on the hotel's website, reserve a room, put it all together, and then deliver you an itinerary. Hey, you're leaving on this date at this time, which means you need to leave for the airport at this time. And here's your flights, here's your hotel, here's everything that you need, and here's 3 recommendations of restaurants you probably want to check out while you're there.
Hmm. That's
All
nuts.
based on previous preference. Because once you're logged into an AI account, Frank, it's like we all know cookies and browser history and like, insert corny joke about Google knowing exactly who you are better than you do. Like it
Right.
knows what shoes I'm going to buy before I buy the
Right.
shoes.
Right.
Right. Well, AI takes that to a whole other level because you give it the feedback and because it understands your preference and the type of person that you are by the way that you talk to it, by the way that you frame things, the more of your emails that it reads, it understands how you communicate with people. Like it truly does understand your preference. And every conversation that you have with AI moving into the future, that knowledge base of the conversations that you've had before are continued with it. That's why it's so good at answering emails and text messages inside the loan officer CRM. That's why it's booking more and more appointments for us, for our clients every single month, because it learns and it never forgets.
Hmm.
So if in the past you've gone on and been like, I just stayed at an insert hotel chain name hotel. It was horrible. Write me a Google review because I'm going to go leave a 1-star review for this hotel. When you go to book travel in the future, it will never book you at that
Hmm.
hotel chain again because it understands you had a bad experience 2.5 years ago.
Hmm.
So here we are at the very beginning of artificial intelligence, and people, okay, I'll go down a little rabbit hole here,
Yeah.
Frank, and thank you for being generous with your time. When Google business pages came out about 10 years ago, I traveled all across America and Canada twice. I hit over 100 different stages and presentations of like, you can leave reviews and Google will show them to people that type loan officer into the search engine.
Yeah.
You have to go get as many 5-star ratings and reviews as you possibly can on this Google profile.
Yeah.
Fast forward to today, there are mortgage lenders on the front page of Google with more ratings and reviews than their consumers that are closing multiple deals per month as a result of just people finding them on Google, reading the ratings
Right.
and reviews.
Right.
Right. The majority of people that heard that message from me did nothing
Hmm.
and got no benefit. So the knowledge without action doesn't really mean anything. That shift on Google of people not being able to check ratings and reviews online to being able to socially prove whether they should go look at a business was a huge tipping point in how people buy things.
Right.
We're at the very beginning of the largest tipping point of commerce ever in the history of human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Because every single AI is going to recommend you products based on you. So imagine you get a lead from insert in lead generation company. You have an interaction with that person and they go to ChatGPT and they look up your information. They decide that they're not going to get that loan. A year later, They decide that it's time to go ahead and get financing. They go back into their chat GPT and they say, hey, I'm looking for a loan officer. It will remember that they had a conversation with you and looked you up inside ChatGPT a year ago and serve you back to the top of the recommendations on that person because you've already had a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the power of your database with artificial intelligence. Going out and using it to have these conversations, having it connected to your database, having these conversations with it so that in the future, when people are researching real estate, when people are researching mortgage, you're the one that gets the recommendation. Does that sort of make sense?
It makes sense a lot, man. It's fascinating and it's intriguing, it's exciting, and it's horrifying all at the same time. It's all those things. It really is. It really is. And for a guy like me, Chris, and I'll be honest, like I've got maybe two years left in active mortgage stuff, right? And then
Yep.
I'm going to go out to pasture, and I'm looking forward to it, right?
Well,
But
the industry will be not better off
yeah,
because of it. We're gonna,
but for anyone who's listening to this or watching this on YouTube, if you are in the mortgage space, and if anything that was spoken on this podcast is like what to you, then I don't want to say you're in trouble. But I do. I want to say you need to get on with this, especially if you're, that 30-year-old mortgage guy that's been in the business for 3.5, 4, 5 years, looking at this as like, this is a neat career. This is like what Chris said. This is back when he was telling people you got to get Google reviews, right? And some did and some didn't. Those who did reap the benefits. Same thing. You're at a tipping point right now where this is critical to your personal business and your personal branding. And jump on. I'll direct you guys to three websites. So if you're just listening, driving the car, hopefully you can remember this. If you're watching on YouTube, the links will be in the description. If you're watching us on the Loan Officer Podcast Network for Mortgage Marketing Animals, the links will be in the description. But loanofficerbreakfastclub.com, definitely it's Monday through Friday, but if this piece intrigues you deeply, show up Fridays. Chris goes through AI with us every single Friday. Also on Fridays, builditwithchris.com. Go there, right? Go there. Get a good dose of this stuff and stick with it and come back every week because it's only going to change literally every single week. Okay, going forward. And then the other one is Loan Officer Brand still a good way to connect? Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Okay. So loanofficerbrand.com. And that's a good way to connect because Chris will walk you through a process to start adapting this into your business. Right? Isn't that what we do there?
Yeah. And so on Loan Officer Brand, I give away 5 prompts that you can copy and paste into ChatGPT so that it doesn't feel overwhelming anymore. It's like the first step you've got to take as a loan officer to start using AI. I give you a prompt a day for 5 days. And it's literally just like open up ChatGPT, the free version, take today's prompt, paste it in, watch what happens. And we do that for 5 days. And by the end of the 5 days of the free content and the free prompts, you've got this knowledge of what AI is capable of, and you've watched it and done it yourself so that you can then be in your business and have something come up and go like, oh, I can use AI for that. I know exactly how to do that. I've already got a framework and a prompt that I can just go modify a little bit, spit out, and get results with.
Okay, good stuff. Loanofficerbrand.com.
Yep.
So we're going to make use of all those links down below, right? Or if in the description on YouTube, down below, if you're watching on the Loan Officer Podcast Network.com with Marketing Animals. If you're listening on iTunes or Apple or whatever, just going to have to remember it. But remember that one, loanofficerbrand.com, loanofficerbrand.com. This is great stuff, Chris. Thanks for sharing this, man. And I hope everybody's listening shows up because we're all, like I said, on Breakfast Club, there's a good core group of us that are there every Friday who are just, the reason we're there is just to get stupefied one more time, but with hope, right? With hope that, okay, something new here. but I can deploy
Yep.
it because you usually don't roll things out to us unless you've got a way for us to make them applicable to us, right? To deploy them. So
Yep.
that's what's really really neat about what you do. So thanks, man. Thanks for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Man, Frank, thanks for having me.